Hi friends, a warm good evening. This is Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai here, and once again welcome to this live session of Ask Chanakya. Yes, my dear friends, this is the 10th episode of Ask Chanakya. Yes, thanks to all of you, we have entered a double digit figure in this particular series of Ask Chanakya. Definitely it is because of you that we are able to complete 10 episodes, and I'm sure if the questions keep coming in and the interest in Chanakya keeps growing, the day is not far away when all of us together will complete 100 episodes. For those people who are logging in for the first time, make sure you also visit and listen to all the previous episodes on our YouTube channel, that is Chanakya Anvikshiki Private Limited. All the episodes of Ask Chanakya has been posted over there for easy viewing. So don't miss any previous episodes of Ask Chanakya, and make sure you keep asking questions, keep writing to us, and very soon you will become smart, successful and spiritual like Chanakya. Smart, successful and spiritual like Chanakya. So with that, let us begin with today's episode and the wonderful questions that you have sent in for this episode. So let me take up the first question. The first question has come from Amish. So Amish Chavda, he is asking, what is the core of fear and anxiety in the Chanakya way? What is the solution? What is a psychological solution for it without being aggressive? So first things first, why does one person have a fear? Because of things that we don't know. We never fear things which we know. Fear is always about the unknown. Let me give an example. So let us say examination fear. Now the thing is that why do people are afraid of exams? The reason being that they don't know what kind of questions are going to come, and even if you have answered the questions, you don't know what are the kind of marks that you're going to get. So fear is always about unknown. Interestingly, you use the method of Anvikshiki. Yes, Anvikshiki is the way to inquire and get the right thinking. So let us say there is a curtain. Try to understand how to remove that fear. So sit down calmly, take a deep breath and ask yourself and wonder what is the reason this particular thing is moving. So maybe you discover it's just the wind or the breeze. You just remove it and say there's nothing. Fear is a state of mind, and fear comes to those people who don't know what is the reality. But if you know how to inquire, fear will go away. So behind the curtain there is no ghost. It is just a cool breeze. Apply Anvikshiki and you will come out of fear. It comes from inquiry and logical thinking. The second question is from Jagannath. Jagannath has got two questions. Sir, in your book Corporate Chanakya, it's mentioned that we should keep our organization's secrets. But what if by any means secrets get revealed by any person and that person is using it against us? What to do in such situations and how to come out of such situations? So if you have come to know that somebody in your organization is leaking the secrets of your organization, then you have to be very careful, for this person can be a traitor within the organization. But remember, information should not lead to decision. So a lot of people come to know that this person has done it, so somebody must have told you or somebody must have informed you. So information has to be inquired and then reach the right conclusion. So if somebody told you this person is leaking information, find out, inquire, get some proof out of it. And afterwards, if you don't know what to do, ask some people who are seniors, wise people, discuss. That's why in leadership it is told don't take a decision. Don't take a decision, arrive at a decision by consulting the right person. And then Chanakya says, if it is proven, depending on the case, depending on what was the seriousness of the case, we should know about 3 different punishments. It's called, the strictest punishment, medium punishment, and third is let go punishments. Chalo, maaf kar diya, with a warning, of course. So you have to understand the case and then decide the punishment depending on what intensity that you can have as a loss for the organization. So think through. Again, Anvikshiki over here. But with Vriddha Sanyogaha, by also consulting the experts who will guide you what to do in such a situation. The part 2 of the question is how to forgive anyone and accept them as they are. It is said about Chanakya, forgive but don't forget. Yeah. So forgiveness is good because you don't get carried away by it for a long time. Otherwise you'll keep the hatred, the grudge, and sometimes the guilt lifelong. It's a negative emotion. Remember, you have to be smart. If somebody has cheated you, okay, one time is fine. But if they cheat you second time, then you are stupid. So you have to be smart from every experience. So forgive, but don't forget. Because that person can come back again. Getting cheated once is okay. But getting cheated again and again, that is stupidity. So you have to understand, be smart like Chanakya. Don't keep any grudge, but learn from the experience and move on. The third question is coming from Aditya. Sir, I'm 17 years old and I'm in class 12 preparing for my engineering entrance exams, and I'm looking forward to start a business as soon as my exams will be over. I have read your book Chanakya in You and I'm very impressed by your life story. Sir, I also want to be an entrepreneur and I don't know what kind of a business I am going to do and I don't have any experience also. So, what can I do right now other than studies that will help me in future? And what is your advice to me? Thank you for giving me this opportunity to ask the question. Aditya Maslekar. Aditya, remember one thing. You are at the very, very beginning of your life. It's 12th standard. It's important that you focus on your studies and of course get prepared for engineering exam. Today's generation, you can actually study and do a business activity parallelly. Yes, you can have your own entrepreneur venture today or tomorrow or any time of your life. There is no age barrier. My advice to you at this particular point is, if at all you want to start a business, then have a mentor. If possible, work under somebody in the field that you love. If he or she is already successful, work under them, get mentorship, and then in 3-4 years, you will realize that you are equipped to be independent businessman yourself. So simple suggestion, first, focus on your studies. Second, along with studies, if you want to be an entrepreneur, make sure you have a mentor. And after 3 years, you will discover what is good for you and what is not good for you. But then you will find the path of your life and you should proceed with that as a goal of your life. Okay, let me take up a live question. It's coming from Anchal. Sir, will you be my mentor? Yeah, okay Anchal. I'm ready to be a mentor to anyone who wants to learn Chanakya. Now the thing is that how will I be a mentor? 3 things. Read my books, maybe listen to my videos. There are a lot of training programs that we keep doing, attend that. But look out for an opportunity where maybe we can all meet face to face. Create an opportunity if you can, or come down to our office. But remember, mentoring is 2-way. I will give you all my knowledge, but whatever knowledge you acquire, you have to apply. Then only I can help you and guide you. More than happy to be a mentor to anyone who want. But remember, my mentorship is in the knowledge field. So you can be learning from me directly as well as indirectly. Go ahead. I'll be happy to help you in the path of your Chanakya journey. Let us take up a question from Divyansh. Divyansh Divyang Kulakshetra. He says, Sir, actually I'm here to take your permission. Wow, permission. Now, I'm making a chapter-wise summary of your book, Chanakya in You, in my YouTube channel, Empowering Wisdom. I have uploaded 3 episodes, 6 chapters. It's your work, so I was seeking your permission. Reply to it if you want it to be continued. If ignored, I will consider no. Sir, please understand this. You're doing a wonderful job. Don't stop it. Please continue. In fact, I'll be happy to promote your videos. So we can actually create all the videos of the book and then send it to us. We'll promote it. Why should I tell no? You're doing such a wonderful job. And I should be actually thankful to you for promoting Chanakya's concepts. Yes, this book is something which has been, already been very, very popular among the youth. It helps you to find your life path also. If you're creating videos, wow, I'm glad. So, permission, go ahead. I'm very, very happy. And please keep posting me and my team. The whole team of ours will be happy to promote the videos that you're creating. I would say thank you so much for taking up this book and this idea forward. Create it from your side. We'll promote it for you. Thank you. We have Sai Shreya. Yeah, so Sai Shreya has a question. How can we sell pocket-size book? This is a very generic question, Sai Shreya, because pocket-size book can be of different types and it can have different contents. So there is a pocket-size Gita also, Bhagavad Gita I have seen. There's a pocket-size dictionary also. There are pocket-size storybooks also. So it depends upon what pocket-size book is there. Now coming back, irrespective of whichever book, you mentioned something how to sell. Remember one thing, you sell, but somebody has to buy. So what is important is not just selling, making sure the person whom you are targeting is actually buying. So I will tell you how to make sure the person buys rather than telling you how to sell. You know how a person buys? Because he gets interested in the book. Yes. So first, while selling a book, you have to make sure the person is interested. So talk about the book. And whatever the book is, read it yourself. Don't be just a seller. As it is said in the marketing field, you should be the first consumer yourself before you actually market the product. So read it yourself. Look at those wonderful points that you can bring out and explain to the buyer. Once the buyer gets interested, definitely they will buy your book. All the best. We have Anand asking, Sir, can you tell us about your experiences while exploring the treasure of ancient wisdom in India? Anand, when I read this particular question that was selected by my team, I was a little bit emotional. Yes. So what is the kind of a feeling, experiences I'm telling you? When I look at the great Indian wisdom which is there in our scriptures, I get, a very, very different sense and a very different feeling. And that feeling is an attitude of gratitude. Yes. It so happens that, I started my journey as a young child by learning ancient Indian wisdom. Thanks to Chinmaya Mission. So I used to read the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, the Bal Bhagavatam, lot of stories, I've been fortunate to have wonderful parents who introduced me to such scriptures. But the more I started reading, the more I came to know that how beautiful our great Indian culture is. Then I studied Chanakya Arthashastra. Now I'm studying the whole Mahabharata, 1 lakh shlokas. And every time I study and said, oh my goodness, we are so lucky, so fortunate to be born in India, a country where our forefathers were actually the people who discovered the truth. At the same time, I feel bad saying that, what are we doing? Are we worthy of being children of such great forefathers? We don't really appreciate our Indian knowledge. We only talk about it. So I feel I should study and promote it. It's like, discovering that your great-great-grandfathers suddenly have left a treasury for you. And you look at it and it's like crores and crores of, books, manuscripts are there, but we don't appreciate it. So sometimes I feel bad. Am I worthy to be a Rishi Putra? So I am the children, I am a child. We are all children of the great Rishi Parampara. So my experience has been that it's an unending journey once you get into it. So one scripture leads to another, one wisdom leads to another, but it just goes on and on and on. So my feeling is, let me at least do my duty of studying it, understanding it, living it, and most important, spreading it. So if you want to know my experience, I'm trying to do that for the last 20 years. Since my childhood I've been learning it, but last 20 years I'm spreading it. Welcome to the journey. Maybe you also get a taste of it, and believe me, we feel so nice, we feel so blessed that we are born in a great country like India, where our forefathers discovered the truth and the whole human race has benefited from it for generations. You should do your bit rather than getting worried about what we have not to do. So do your bit and you'll make yourself and everybody else happy. Wow, let me take another question, maybe from a live chat, because we have a lot of questions coming in. I don't want to ignore those people who are actually putting in live chats also. It's so nice that can we find a real account? Dude, I know everything, I've tried everything, so I am disgusted. I don't know. Get archaeologists for already not increased. Okay, somebody is telling, help me buy my books, or how can I be like Chanakya? Okay, so let me take up that like question. How can I be like Chanakya? Remember one thing, Chanakya was not just a person. Okay, Chanakya was not just a person. He was also a way of thinking. So, to be like Chanakya, think like Chanakya. To think like Chanakya, 2 books you should definitely read. One is Kautilya's Arthashastra. It is a big book with 6,000 sutras. And the simple book is Chanakya Niti. That is your beginning, okay? Read these books, and of course, I have written 17 books on Chanakya. If you get a chance, read some of them also. But also I would say, watch some serials on Chanakya. A lot of them are available online. Chanakya by Dr. Chandraprakash Dwivedi, and then we have a lot of other serials mentioning about Chanakya like Upanishad Ganga. Watch them. Slowly the Chanakya mind will get created in you and you will become Chanakya. Okay, so let's move on to the next question that is coming from Karthik Kulakshestra again. How can somebody get move on with their new life? How can somebody move on with life and not get worried from past experiences, from love and heartbreaks? Please tell us a practical solution. It's a long question, but it looks like it's a case of a heartbreak and a relationship that has not gone right. Let me tell you, Karthik, heartbreaks is a part of our life. I think directly, indirectly, everybody has gone through it. Some people express it, some people don't. Now, the question is, what did you learn from it? When you're going through it, it's not easy, it's very painful. But when you look back, in the long run, you'll say, there was some learning from it. So number one is that maybe you did not find the right person in your life. Maybe you get dependent, you had trust in them, okay. But that's what maybe led to a heartbreak. But I'll tell you, when you analyze it, sometimes it can be different. You were not wrong. The other person was. Yes. So don't feel guilty and don't feel inferior if things go wrong in a relationship. Many times, we get so frustrated saying that shayad mere mein galti thi. Maybe I was wrong, I was not worthy. But I'm telling you, it is not about worthiness. It's about feeling that yes, everybody will go through such experience, but I should not lose my confidence in life. So if something has not worked, fine, just get up and get going, Life will send you somebody else much better. But the second time, third time, be smart. Okay, because relationships are also commitments. And when commitments don't get fulfilled from either side, it really leads to heartbreak. So it's important that we choose our relationships also properly, and very, very important, where to give your heart. And I'll tell you, there's a person, he got cheated by somebody whom he loved. So at the end of it, he went through a lot of pain. But finally, after many years, almost after 10 years, he discovered that the other person was wrong and he was being used. It can happen with a boy or a girl. So never let heartbreak be in the heart. Use your head and rise above. Heartbreak should be handled by the head to rise above. So that's why you also have to trust God, so that life goes on, moves on with positivity, not negativity. All the best. We have Vamsi. Yeah, respected sir, I have 2 questions. Vamsi, when I was watching Mahabharata, Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna that जो मनुष्य स्वयं को आत्मा के रूप में जान लेता है, वही आदमी धर्म की ज्ञान प्राप्त कर लेता है. Okay, so he is asking that in Mahabharata, that is Lord Krishna saying that the one who understands Atma understands himself. So how can we realize ourselves in the form of a soul? Is there a process? Yeah. So how do you understand that we are not the body, we are the Atman? That's the question. Understand one thing. The Gita itself, which is a part of Mahabharata, gives you the solution. So Bhagavad Gita, which is there as a part of Mahabharata and Krishna's advice, it is very important to know the process. The process, there are many processes given. So there is Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. But I'll tell you something very interesting. Bhagavad Gita itself says, if you want to have Atma Jnana, serve a master. Find a spiritual master, serve him, and he will save you. So what is important is that Atma Jnana doesn't generally come just like that. It's also a process where you serve a realized master. And we are lucky that every generation in India will have many realized masters. Pray to God and Atma Darshan will happen to you. Okay? So service to a master, being selfless in whatever you do, that is called Karma Yoga. And of course have devotion to a higher purpose. All this will definitely lead to Atma Darshan. The second question, if you get an opportunity to meet Guru Chanakya and ask a question, then what will you ask? You're asking a question in Ask Chanakya. Okay, it's a hypothetical question, I know, Amsi. So if I don't meet Chanakya, I will not ask a question. I'll just tell him thank you. Because he's done so much for me, I have never met him. But if at all I do, I will say thank you. You changed my life completely. I will be completely indebted to you. But if you tell me, kuch maang le, then I'll tell you, I want to keep meeting you again and again and again and again. Because once you meet a spiritual master, you should only ask one thing. अगली बार मिलने का आशीर्वाद देना. And second time you meet, फिर से अगली बार मिलने का आशीर्वाद देना. This is called continuous satsang. So whenever you meet one great person, just asking one thing, can I meet you again? And believe me, that journey should never end, because that's the most happy feeling you will ever have. Meet a knowledgeable person again and again and again and again. That's what I will do with Chanakya. Okay, we have 3 more questions to go and we have enough time. That's good. So, next question is coming from Shubham Singh. Shubham is asking, greetings sir, in one of the talk show you mentioned about Vipassana meditation and also talked about your father who does Vipassana for 8 hours. Yeah, my father is a Vipassana meditator and he can do that for 10 hours a day. I'm also a Vipassana meditator. Very good. So sir, can you give some tips and suggestions of how to meditate for that long, like 8 hours at a stretch? Like how to make the body strong for that? Any tips? Shubham, let me tell you, don't look at the length, okay? My father enjoys sitting for 8 hours. But let me tell you, not necessarily everybody should sit for 8 hours. So it depends on your swabhava and prakriti also. So my father is a very quiet person, so he can sit at one place for hours together without talking. But I think everybody cannot do that. Like for example, in our own team, we have Pranav, and he was done a Vipassana course. I also done a Vipassana course. So no Vipassana course tells you that you have to meditate for 8 hours, 10 hours only. If you can, very good, that's a great practice. But if not, it's fine. Now coming to your practical tips, sitting at one place for 8 hours requires 2 strengths, physical and mental. So you have to slowly make your mind practice to sit at one place. Start with 20 minutes a day. Slowly increase it to half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours. But don't do it suddenly overnight, that 8 hours I will sit. And even my own father has been meditating for so many years. I have seen him meditate for 40 years now, more than 40 years. But that during the younger days, he was never used to meditate for so many hours. Now that he's retired, he's physically fit. He's able to manage a lot of other things. So, simple point, practice makes you perfect. Slowly, you will develop this patience to sit at one place for a long period of time. Thank you, Shubham. we have Sheikh Sahil. Sheikh says, my question to you is how to get started on the path of financial independence as a teenager. Wow. What would you advise someone who is 17 or 18? Remember the 3S formula. SSS. For financial independence, be it a teenager or anybody, the three things are whatever money you get, okay, divide into three parts. Okay, so let's say you get 100 rupees. So 33 rupees. Okay, or if you get 12 rupees, 4. What is the first is save. It's very, very important to save. Second, share. Okay, so part of it you should share with others also. And the third is very, very important, and that is spend. So if you get money, nothing wrong. You have to, save. But you should also know sharing. Give it to somebody who cannot afford certain things. Share it with others. The third is please spend. Don't be a miser. Don't be a conjure. And it's important to balance out all the things. So at this particular age, for financial independence, first be financially smart. So this is how you become smart with the 3 years. Slowly you'll understand, where to invest, how to invest, then the law of compounding and a lot of other things. But at this age, remember, start saving, start sharing, and don't forget to spend on yourself. Enjoy life. That's when you actually become financially smart and in the long term, financially independent. That's Sheikh Sahil's question. We come to Seema Prajapati. How to know who is our real friends? First question. Very good. Life experiences will teach you. The friends who stand by you in the most difficult times are actually the real friends. Where one of my friends always says, when the time comes and if he's able to give you money, he's your real friend. So it's not about money. During the tough times, the people who stand with you are the real friends. Otherwise, they only use you. So keep looking out for those people who are your real friends. They are judged by the way they behave with you during your tough times. Mindset of a successful people. You know what is the mindset of successful people? They are very happy in what they do. Yes. And they love to work. Successful people are not boring. Successful people are very inspiring, They just have a different aura. Their face glows and their joy is very contagious. I've seen so many successful people in so many fields. Unsuccessful people always complain. The world is always a problem for them. But successful people have a twinkle in their eye. They said, yes, come on, let's do it. For me, success is not just money. It's the energy that you bring in everything that you do. So how to identify successful people? They are very bright, they are glowing, and they energize you. So if you meet a successful person, you may be depressed. But when you meet him or her and come out, you feel, wow, I want to be like him. That's the true mark of a successful person. And solution for laziness. Oh, how to get lazy? Just get up and get going. Punish yourself. That's why it says Uttishta Jagrata. Swami Vivekananda. We recently celebrated his birthday. National Youth Day of India, 12 Jan. So he says, get up and get going. A lot of people in the morning are woken up but never get out of the bed. But the reality is that first get out of your bed and then start going up. So what I'm saying is that, laziness should not be accepted. If required, punish yourself. And if you're able to overcome laziness, reward yourself. It's always a mind game. So make yourself tough with your own mind, and then the mind will listen to you. Last one for fourth question is how to take right decision. Anvikshiki. Yes, we have a program coming up starting from tomorrow. It's a 3-day program. It helps you how to take decisions. I'll give you the formula over here, but the program, of course, we'll talk about in detail. Sankhya Yoga Lokayata iti Anvikshiki. That's a Chanakya's way. So you should look at data, numbers, have a calm, quiet mind, and your solution should be practical. So that's what we cover up in Anvikshiki. So taking right decision should never be done alone. Look at data, numbers, have a calm, quiet mind. If required, take the advice of people. But remember, you have to finally find a solution to your problem. Otherwise, decision without a solution is not a decision at all. The last question for the day is coming from Jay Thakkar. Sir, according to Chanakya, what should be placed first? Person's ethics or person's emotion at the particular moment? Like a fight kind of a situation or in some complex situation of decision making. Remember, always keep your head above your heart. Okay? So you have to respect emotions, but don't become emotional. Yes, a lot of people get emotional and take the wrong decisions. It's very important, Jay, to balance out. Of course, you should have emotional intelligence. You have to have emotions. Man without emotions is a robot. We don't want to be robots. But at the same time, don't become so sentimental that you lose your mind. Okay? Don't become mental with your sentiments. So keep your head above your heart. And what is the process? Anvikshiki. Chanakya was a smart person. He understood how to use your head and heart. And of course, keep the head above the heart. Friends, as we are winding up today, a final announcement. As I just mentioned, we are having a 3-day program on Anvikshiki starting from tomorrow 7:30 to 9 for next 3 days India time. For those people interested, just follow us on our bio. There are a lot of information available on our Insta, Facebook, everywhere. And just get in touch with our team. But definitely I want all of you to learn Anvikshiki because that will make you think like Chanakya. And very soon we'll meet up once again for another episode, the 11th episode coming soon of Ask Chanakya. With that, good night and have a nice time thinking like Chanakya and becoming like Chanakya. As of now, this is Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai signing off on the 10th episode of Ask Chanakya. Thank you for your time.